The movie begins with a young couple being chased through the forest by a gang of local criminals led by the notorious Chan. Desperate to escape, they try hiding behind the trees, but their efforts are pointless. The gang quickly finds them. As a result, the couple is brutally beaten and murdered by the three criminals. In the next scene, we are introduced to Yod and Bua, a young couple living in a rural village. They are deeply in love and have promised to marry each other when the time is right. However, their relationship faces strong opposition from Yod's family. Bua is mute, and her family's reputation is also complicated because her father abandoned them for another woman years ago. Despite all of this, Yod remains determined and has no intention of giving up on the woman he loves. One day, the couple is gathering crabs by the river for their next meal. As they walk home carrying a bucket full of food, a group of local troublemakers suddenly throws a rock at Bua before running away. The stone injures the innocent girl, and Yod quickly takes her home. Once they arrive, Bua's mother treats her wounds and tells her to rest. Afterward, she has a private conversation with Yod about his relationship with her daughter. She advises him to stop seeing Bua, insisting that he deserves a better wife from a more respectable family. But Yod firmly replies that he doesn't care about the villagers' opinions and that his love for Bua is stronger than anything else. Despite the objections from both their families and the villagers, Yod and Bua continue spending time together. They fish, cook meals, and enjoy each other's company every chance they get. Meanwhile, Chan and two of his companions also live in the village. They appear to have no jobs and spend their days wandering around, harassing the locals and causing trouble. They survive by stealing from hardworking villagers. Chan has a wife who constantly scolds him for his irresponsible behavior, but he pays little attention to her complaints. One day, after Yod and Bua return from fishing, the gang intercepts them. The criminals steal their bucket full of fish, and Chan begins harassing Bua. Yod immediately tries to protect her, but the gang easily overpowers him. Fortunately, Chan's wife arrives just in time and breaks up the confrontation. Later that night, Yod's father once again begs his son to move to Bangkok and find a proper job. He believes that's the only way to earn enough money for a better future. However, Yod refuses, saying he prefers the peaceful life of the village over the chaos of the city. The following morning, a dwarf member of Chan's gang steals a bunch of bananas from a local shop before quickly running away. By pure coincidence, Bua walks past the same store carrying bananas in her hands. As a result, the shop owner wrongly assumes that she is the thief and begins insulting her. Because she is mute, Bua cannot defend herself or explain what happened. All she can do is stand there and cry. Later that same day, Yod's mother visits Bua's mother and tells her to keep Bua away from her son. She makes it clear that she will never accept a mute girl as her future daughter-in-law. Overhearing the conversation from a distance, Bua becomes heartbroken. Afterward, she walks into the fields and begins crying alone. She cannot understand why the entire village seems to hate her. A short time later, Yod finds her and pulls her into a tight embrace. He promises that he will never leave her and reassures her that they will soon be married. Later, the couple heads to the river to fish. While Yod is busy adjusting the fishing net, he suddenly notices that Bua has disappeared. Searching the area, he discovers one of her sandals lying abandoned on the ground. Immediately, he realizes that she is in danger. Yod rushes into the forest. Moments later, he finds the gang brutally attacking Bua. Enraged, he charges at them and a fierce fight breaks out. Unfortunately, Yod is no match for the three criminals. He is quickly overpowered and knocked unconscious. Afterward, Chan assaults the helpless girl before the gang murders both Yod and Bua in cold blood. The criminals then bury the bodies in a hidden location deep within the forest. That night, Bua's mother anxiously waits for her daughter to return home. But as the hours pass with no sign of her, she decides to visit Yod's family in search of answers. To her horror, she discovers that Yod has also disappeared. Later, both families begin searching for the missing couple. When they reach the fields, they find personal belongings that Yod and Bua left behind, making them even more worried. Soon after, a villager informs them that Chan and his gang were seen chasing the couple the previous day. Armed with this information, the parents confront Chan at his house. But as expected, the notorious gang leader threatens them and forces them to leave. Feeling helpless, the grieving parents report their children's disappearance to the local police. They even express their suspicions about Chan's gang. However, the police insist that they need concrete evidence before taking any action. In the next scene, we meet Black, one of Chan's gang members. He is wandering alone through the forest, consumed by guilt and unable to escape the weight of what they have done. Shortly afterward, Chan and another gang member named Lek find him and ask if everything is all right. Black admits that he has been feeling terrible lately and even suggests turning himself in. Hearing this, Chan immediately becomes furious. He pulls out a gun and points it at Black, warning that he will kill him if the police ever discover the truth. Afterward, the three men venture deeper into the forest on a hunting trip. While searching for animals, they are suddenly confronted by what appears to be Bua's spirit. Terrified, the gang members flee the forest as fast as they can. That same night, they are seen partying with several women, indulging in alcohol and drugs while trying to forget what they have done. In the middle of their gathering, Lex steps away to relieve himself. While doing so, he suddenly notices a woman dressed in white lying on the ground. Curious, he slowly approaches and turns her over, only to discover that it's Boa. Terrified, he immediately runs back to his friends. After the gathering ends, the gang members return to their homes, but each of them is haunted by disturbing visions of Boa. Lek, in particular, lies down in bed, only to keep seeing Boa's ghostly figure appearing before him as if ready to attack. The horrifying experience keeps him awake throughout the entire night. The next morning, Lek confides in Faye, sharing the terrifying visions that have been tormenting him. To his surprise, Faye admits that he has been experiencing similar apparitions as well. The two begin talking about leaving village life behind and finding work in a larger city. Later, the trio is once again seen deep in the forest on a hunting trip. This time, Lek's visions of Boa become even more intense, driving him into a panic. As he runs for his life, he is suddenly struck in the head by a large tree branch with tremendous force, killing him instantly. Later that night, Faye also becomes the victim of relentless nightmares that leave him unable to sleep. Looking for relief, he goes into the bathroom to wash his face, only to be haunted by the spirit of Yod. Convinced that he will be next, Faye visits a nearby temple the following morning and prays for protection. Afterward, he meets with Chan and decides that he wants to confess their crimes to the villagers. Once again, however, the gang leader becomes furious and slaps Faye across the face, ordering him to keep quiet. When Faye continues insisting, Chan brutally beats him. That night, Chan experiences a chilling nightmare in which he is tied to his bed, while the ghosts of Yod and Boa slowly approach him carrying an axe. The next day, while Faye is fishing in a nearby river, he hears a strange and unsettling sound. He looks around but sees no one. Suddenly, a splash in the water startles him even more. Terrified, he tries to run away, but someone grabs him from behind and forces his head beneath the water. The deaths of Lek and Faye fill Chan's father with fear. He demands that his son confess his crimes, warning him that the same fate awaits him if he refuses. However, Chan stubbornly refuses to admit any wrongdoing, terrified that he will end up in prison. What Chan doesn't realize is that the vengeful spirits of Yod and Boa are drawing closer with every passing moment. That night, Chan is sleeping beside his wife when he hears a strange noise coming from the kitchen. Alarmed, he wakes his wife and asks if she heard it too. Irritated, she scolds him for disturbing her sleep and goes back to bed. Moments later, the same sound echoes through the house again, filling Chan with dread. He gets up to turn on the lights, only to discover that the bulb is no longer working. Overcome by his fear of the dark, he tries lighting a candle, but it mysteriously goes out. At that moment, the spirit of Boa suddenly materializes in front of him. Panicked, Chan grabs a knife and repeatedly stabs the ghostly figure. However, he soon realizes the horrifying truth. He has actually stabbed his own wife to death. Unable to comprehend what he has done, Chan breaks down and cries like a child. Moments later, an unknown figure appears behind him and strikes him unconscious. Sometime later, Chan regains consciousness and finds himself tied up. To his shock, Yod and Boa appear before him, both seemingly alive. At last, the truth is revealed. Shortly after the gang buried the couple, heavy rain began to fall, allowing them to regain consciousness despite their critical condition. Somehow, they managed to claw their way out of the suffocating mud. Supporting one another, they treated their wounds and hid deep within the forest for several days. Slowly but surely, they recovered, fueled by an unshakable determination to take revenge on those who had wronged them. Believing that only evil can destroy evil, they began tormenting their attackers with terrifying visions before eliminating them one by one. After hearing the truth, Chan desperately begs for his life, just as Boa once begged for hers. But now the situation has been reversed. Ignoring his pleas, the couple carries out their revenge and finally ends his life. And that's the end of another movie recap. Don't forget to like and subscribe so we can keep bringing you more amazing movie summaries. I'll leave 2 more video recommendations on screen, and I'll see you in the next one.